Anthropic just released two AIs. One, Mythos 5, you can't touch. The other, Fable 5, you already have. Same power. Most people waste it like a search bar with a personality. Here's the system to actually 10x it. 6 letters. They spell the tool itself. C.L.A.U.D.E. The Claude OS. By the end, you'll know exactly which one you're missing. Letter 1. C. Context. Stop prompting. Start briefing. A prompt is a question. A briefing is a job description. Anthropic says Fable 5 holds 1 million tokens of context. In plain English, every lecture note from your semester, every sales call from your quarter, an entire code base. In one head at the same time. Most productivity doesn't die from laziness, it dies from scattered context, and you're the one carrying it between tabs. So build a context drop. One document, your goals, your deadlines, your projects, your constraints. 15 minutes, once. Paste it at the start of every serious session. That's C. 5 letters left, and the next one is where the 10x actually starts. L. Leverage. Ask it what not to do. AI doesn't 10x you by doing more tasks, it 10x's you by choosing better tasks. Try this tomorrow morning before you open anything else. Hand it your task list, your calendar, your deadlines, even your energy level. Then ask, what's the highest leverage move today? What should I delegate? What should I ignore completely? The first time I did this, it hurt. Because the honest answer is that half your to-do list shouldn't exist. It's just the loudest stuff, not the most important stuff. 5 minutes. Top 3 outcomes. An explicit ignore list. That's L. Now it gets fun. Letter 3 is where you stop using AI and start building with it. A. Automate. Make it build, not answer. The next gap won't be between people who use AI and people who don't. It'll be between people who ask AI questions and people who make AI build tools. Here's the receipt I promised. In early testing, Anthropic cites Stripe, the payments company, had a code-based migration scoped at months of engineering. Fable 5 compressed it into a day. Months. Into a day. And that work on its own capability? That's what Anthropic gates behind Glasswing for security teams. The locked tier and your tier share an engine. So stop asking, start commissioning. Pick one chore you repeat every week, cleaning a spreadsheet, formatting a report, renaming files, and ask Claude to build the tool that does it. This week. That's A, halfway. And the next letter quietly makes you smarter. U, upgrade. Think in drafts, decide in trade-offs. When's the last time you argued with your own decision? Claude doesn't just write faster, it makes you think in structure. Give it a real decision, 3 options, and make it argue cost, upside, risk, reversibility, and the consequences of the consequences. That's a boardroom on a Tuesday, for free. Take the job or stay. And the same move works for content. 1 idea in, a script, 10 shorts, and a newsletter out. The rule for your next real decision. 10 minutes, all 3 sides argued, and demand the strongest case against your favorite. If it survives, it's a decision. If it doesn't, it was a bias. That's you. Next, the letter for everyone who's ever left a meeting more confused than they walked in. And after it, how all of this backfires. D. Delegate. Hand off outcomes, not vibes. Meetings aren't expensive because of the hour. They're expensive because of the confusion after. Everyone nods. Nobody knows who's doing what. So feed Claude the transcript. Out comes the actual product of that meeting. Every decision, every action item, who owns it, when it's due, and the follow-up message, written. Same trick works on a group project. And when you hand work to a person, stop saying work on the deck. Have Claude turn it into a brief. Context, deliverable, success criteria, deadline. New rule. The recap is sent within 10 minutes of leaving the room. That's D. 1 letter left. the unsexy one, the one that makes the other 5 compound. E. Evaluate. Debrief with the machine. This is the letter everyone skips. It's also the only one that compounds. Tonight, 5 minutes. Tell Claude what you planned. Tell it what actually happened. Then ask one question. What pattern is holding me back? It will name the thing you've been avoiding, the context switching, the fake progress tasks, the meeting you should have declined. You can't see your own patterns from inside them. This is the first mirror in history that talks back. One behavior change for tomorrow. Do it daily, and the other 5 letters stop being tips. They become a system that upgrades itself. C.L.A.U.D.E. That's the O's. Remember the locked model? Anthropic didn't gate Mythos 5 because it answers better. They gated it because Mythos class AI doesn't answer, it acts. The lock is the announcement. The chat era is over. And the version on your laptop is the same engine, guardrails on. Now let me ruin this whole video for you. Fable 5 will not make you productive. If your inputs are messy, autonomy doesn't fix the chaos. It multiplies order. It multiplies mess. It does not care which. Which is why the people who win with AI won't be the ones who ask better questions. They'll be the ones who build better workflows. 6 letters. You already know which one you're missing. My gift, the Claude OS as 6 copy-paste prompts. Pinned in the comments, free, no email. Then comment the letter you're missing. C, L, A, U, D, or E. I read every one. The next few years will reward people who evolve faster than everyone else. Subscribe if you refuse to stay ordinary. Want the deep work block that protects the 4 hours this OS wins back? It's on screen. I'll see you on the other side.